commentator here. We got Mr. Gregor Gracie. Gregor, say hello.
Hey, how are you guys? How are you enjoying the fights?
All right. On top, Renan on the bottom, Malfacine on the top. Gregor, who do you think's the favorite in this match?
This is going to be a very tough fight. Both guys are very tough. Whoever can impose a game better on the fight might win. But it's going to be definitely a tough fight. We'll have to see.
All right, Malfacine is super fast on top. Renan doing a great job recomposing guard there. Definitely a bit of a size difference in this matchup, eh, Gregor?
Oh, yeah. Malfacine is probably the lightest guy in this division, but people don't realize how tough he is, from bottom, from top, from any position. So I think he's going to do very good on this fight.
He's crazy in the scrambles, and he's got, really good back chokes. I haven't seen too much of his no-gi. Have you seen him compete in no-gi competition, Gregor?
No, I never seen him compete much, but he must be very good for sure.
Coming out of the Powerhouse Alliance team, he's training here in New York City with Marcelo Garcia, I believe, is in his corner here. Renan coming out of BTT Boston. Malfacine on top. Renan in the half guard here. Trying to ride out the sweep there. Malfacine doing a great job of countering. Malfacine on top, Renan with the half guard here. Gregor, when you switch over to no-gi competitions, is how difficult and how different is the training, do you think, especially for competitions like this?
It's very different, It's kind of like two different sports almost. The base is basically the same, but the grips change a lot, and the rhythm of the fight also is a lot different. So it's you need to change and adapt very well. Some guys compete much better without the gi, and some guys do it better with the gi. Just it's different sports.
Do you ever, use certain submissions or certain positions and techniques with the gi, and then just kind of take them out without the gi? You know what I mean? Like, do you eliminate certain favorite moves when you switch over to both sports?
Yeah, basically, for the rear naked choke, for example, is probably the most famous submission in jiu-jitsu, but you barely see her doing with the gi, So that's a big example right there.
All right, getting back to the action here. Renan working the De La Riva guard here. Malfacine on top. Malfacine, one of the smallest competitors. I believe he is actually the smallest competitor today. On top of Renan Borges from BTT. Malfacine spinning for a knee bar there real quick. Super fast, and he's able to recompose even after failing to get the knee bar. Very good job by Malfacine.
The good thing about Malfacine is even though he's lighter, he's going to be a lot faster than all the guys, so that's going to be an advantage for his point.
Looks like Renan is going for Kimura from the bottom there. His legs are both, he's got a half guard, so it might be a little bit difficult. We'll see what Malfacine's left arm is. He could be controlling Renan's bottom arm to defend the lock, but never know what could happen here, especially with the $1,000 bonus. Everyone wants to pull off a submission. It's not like the old days. No $1,000 bonuses in Brazil, eh, Gregor?
I wish they had them, unfortunately. But this makes it a lot more interesting. You see guys going for it from beginning to end. They want to get that finish anyway, so it makes the fights a lot more interesting.
Malfacine doing a great job. Renan attacking relentlessly here. Looking to get a leg lock there temporarily. Action being brought back to the center of the mats. Once again, we're here at the Ultimate Absolute. If you're tuning in, this is the fourth match, I believe. We got Bruno Malfacine from Team Alliance on top of Renan Borges from BTT Boston. Malfacine, the smallest guy here. Got tons of heart, and if you've ever seen his competitions or any of his matches, he's very aggressive grappler. He's not a point fighter. He likes to go for submission. Renan Borges going up with the single. Half guard sweep, doing a great job. Take out the garbage sweep. Is that what that one is?
Yes, that's what we call it. Back in Brazil, we used to call take out the garbage.
Joga fora o lixo.
Yeah, exactly.
Malfacine bouncing at this point. They're stopping here. What would you be doing if you're a Malfacine? The guy's got your leg right now.
Yeah, he's in a tough position, but Renan's doing a good job of holding tight, and he's trying to pull back to the middle to make sure he gets the point. So they're both doing a good job there. And Malfacine is trying to back away and maybe get out of bounds, not to get the points, So it's a tough situation right there.
I'll take the advice from a Gracie anytime. Mr. Gregor has competed all over the world. Now competing, you're fighting in the One Fighting Championship, right?
Yes, I'm fighting next March. It's gonna be a good fight.
Still controlling that leg, Renan Borges. Malfacine is spinning out. I'm not too sure if they'll call that a takedown or not. Oh, and they go out of bounds. Gregor, how important do you think tournaments like this are for like the sport and the art in general, for like the advancement of the art, to have these submission-oriented competitions?
I believe it's very important. You know, the more they have, the more professional the fighters can be. You know, back in the days, jiu-jitsu fighters, they weren't jiu-jitsu fighters. They were doctors, they were lawyers, they trained the jiu-jitsu and competed. You know, but now you see with these tournaments involving money and prize, you see the guys are really just jiu-jitsu fighters. That's their professional. So it's very good. That's a nice move there. It's very good. You know, so it's very helpful for the sport itself.
It's pretty interesting to see the different. You see a lot of guys end up in half guard, especially in Nogi. It's pretty cool to see the different strategies everyone plays. You know, like some guys, they'll look to get a single leg. They'll look to go for an underhook, get a single leg. Some guys will play like an open guard from the half guard, or some guys will just look to stand up and go for a guillotine. What kind of positions do you look for in that circumstance?
I like keeping the guy away from me a little bit. I don't like when he's very on top of me, putting the pressure. You know, so I do half guard, but I kind of like open guard. You know, keep him away, and use my reach and to get the sweep or something like that.
A little bit of a reversal in the position here. I'm not too sure of the points. Malfacine on the bottom of Renan Borges. Malfacine, even though he's on the bottom, he's been pretty aggressive, attacking for a knee bar at one point. Renan attacking as well on top. Pretty back and forth matchup. All these matches actually very, very well done in the matchmaking. Very, very tough competition thus far. And both these guys are definitely going to go for the submissions. They're known for submissions. They're not point fighters at all. Very aggressive. Renan coming back on top of Malfacine, looking to get the half guard pass. He passes the guard, I believe. He's got to control for 3 seconds, but Malfacine recomposes. Very, very, very flexible. Looks like Renan's getting a little frustrated because Malfacine's fleeing the ring a bit, but sometimes that happens. It doesn't look like it was too intentional, but I believe if the submission is on and the opponent flees the ring, they will be warned. If it happens again, they'll be deducted a point. If it happens again, they'll be DQ'd. So Joe Capizzi warning the fighters here. Malfacine pulls guard once again. There's no deduction, even though we're using some of the ADCC points. There's no deduction for the guard pulling here. Renan on top once again. Definitely a lot bigger than Malfacine, trying to put tons of pressure on Malfacine to get that pass. But once again, we're almost at the edge of the mat. Could be a strategy by Malfacine to go there so that he could flee the mat, but looks like Renan was able to get the pass. Looking for the over-under there, not too sure how they're going to call that. Renan doing a great job thus far. I believe he should have pass points by now, right?
Yeah, that's a pass for sure. It's one of the first times I've seen somebody pass Malfacine's guard, so Renan's doing a really good job. Had a very good strategy, started pulling guard. He got ahead from the sweep, and now he's just playing safe and doing a very good job.
Renan dominating on top. I believe he should be up on points. 5-0 is the points in this match. Renan Borges, props to Malfacine for stepping up in this competition, being the lightest competitor.
ladies and gentlemen, let's give up your winner, Renan Borges, the top